Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards. Wanted to make a video that was a little bit different today. I was trying to think of something creative or outside the box, not showing mail days or my SGC reveals or basically just, well, I shouldn't say Hall of Fame cards because these guys are all Hall of Famers for the most part. But I was watching JT24, who had Jake on his channel, and they were talking about cool sets that had unique colors in the background, and it gave me an idea to or an excuse to show my cards and show some that maybe I don't show very often and some that I do show all the time. So what I decided to do was I picked the rainbow of colors of vintage cards. I'm not including the 1959 set in this because that's a border. Same with the 71 black. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more the background. So let's get started and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to start with the least amount of cards in a particular color to the highest. And these are just cards that I own. You're not going to see the T206 red or green Cobb or the 1914 or 15 Cracker Jack, the red cards. Don't own any of those cards. Really wish I did, but I don't. So these are just cards from my collection that I'm going to show. So starting off with pink, we've got the 1958 Topps Jim Bunning. So again, going back to what I just said, you're not going to see the pink Pepto-Bismol Bob Gibson in this little collection I'm showing here. The next color is purple. They're all vintage, so you won't see any of the modern variations of these cards. Charlie Gehringer. Picked this up maybe 6 months ago from Brian B. Ross 6, and when he posted this on Facebook, could not wait to pick this up and jumped right on it. So thanks again, Brian. Next two cards might be a little debatable if they count, but they do because this is just my little game here. So brown, although this is almost like rust or maroon, but so it does have a little shadow that takes away from the full color. But that's the 1953 Topps Roy Campanella. This one says brown background on the tag, so that counts, even though there's two different shades back here, but it's the T207 John McGraw. So count that for brown. The next color we're going to go over is white. And as far as I know, without counting black and white cards, this is one of the only sets that has a white background. I mean, maybe there's one I'm not thinking about or don't know about, but these are going to be all 1954 Topps. And you're going to see a lot of 1954 Topps throughout here just because of how they were made. But we got the 54 Hoyt Wilhelm, Richie Ashburn, the Phillies. Rookie card of Ernie Banks, the white background. And Monty Irvin. So let's move on to red. Now actually here is an excuse to show a new card in my collection. And that's the 1952 Topps Joe Garagiola with the red background for my Pittsburgh Pirates. And reading a book about Yogi Berra right now that was recommended on his channel from Ray from Philly about Yogi Berra. And as many of you probably know, these two grew up right across the street from each other. And Joe was signed by the Cardinals, and they did not go after Yogi. And Joe was like, you need to go sign Yogi. He's better than me. And they didn't. So Cardinals' loss was the Yankees' gain. All-time favorite cards, one of my all-time favorite players, guy that I'm big into PCing, and that's Stan Musial, 1954 Red Heart. Always wanted his card, and I've said this so many times on videos, but if you love something, you just keep talking about it, and man, I love this card. Next one is Phil Rizzuto, again, going back to the 54s. Nice card of his. This is another card I got from a fellow YouTuber. I bought this off of Alan from Alan's Cards, 1933 Gaudi Paul Wainer. This one's almost debatable if it's orange, but I think it's red. And that's the rookie card of Orlando Cepeda. Again, you can see a lot of 54s and 58s in here. Just that's how the sets looked, and just going to show those cards that I have. Another recent pickup. I picked this one up on Wednesday or Thursday in my local card shop. So this represents the green, the 1934 Gaudi, Bill Terry, Hall of Famer. Then we're going to go with back to the 58s. We've got Warren Spahn. Always wanted this card, and this card is hard to find without the fish eyes. You can see there's one here, but sometimes they're all over the card. So I was very happy with this Warren Spahn. Showed this recently in an SGC reveal. Hank Aaron. Love the green background on those. As much as I love the green background on those, is how much I dislike the green background on the 54s. Just reminds me of cars and appliances from the 70s, that pea color. Just not a big fan. Although it doesn't look as bad to me on the Duke Snider. I think the blue works with it a little bit. And then finally, we've got Yogi Berra. So moving on from the green, I'm going to go to the blues. I'm going to show 4 cards here that I didn't put in, but I considered them for the collection. And that was the 65 Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, the 62 Gaylord Perry, the 69 Gaylord Perry, and the 65 Marichal, which that's actually the sky, obviously, not designed to be blue. I didn't even realize until I put this together, pulled these out, that they were all San Francisco Giants. So technically, for what I'm doing, I'm not going to count that, but I considered putting them in until I saw that I had a ton of other blue cards with that. So again, another card I just showed recently for blue, 1958 Willie Mays. Another Red Heart card, 1954 Minnie Minoso, newly elected to the Hall of Fame. Paul Waner's brother, Lloyd, his 1933 Gaudi. One of my top cards that I just love showing. My 1949 Bowman Satchel Paige with the blue background. Maybe could have been green, but either way, who cares? It's an awesome card, as is this one. And I can't roll my R's like Robert and Luis and those guys can, but it's the 1967 Venezuela Retirado Stan Musial. These cards are very hard to find in good condition, so a 2 is actually a pretty good grade on that set. Next we got Robin Roberts, 1958, the blue. A couple of 54s coming up. Warren Spahn again. Eddie Matthews. And we got Whitey Ford. So that does it for the blues. Sounds like I should be talking about a song or having blues music playing there. But let's move on to orange. The rookie, Hank Aaron. One of the best cards in my collection. So that fits into the orange. You've got Ted Williams. His first card of the 54 set. You'll see his second card in a minute here. The rookie card of Al Kaline from 54. Got the 1949 Bowman Luke Appling. 1934 Gaudi Floyd Vaughn, which is better known as Archie Vaughn. Really like this card coming up. And that's my 1948-49 Leaf, Ralph Kiner. And then from there, we've got 3 Wheaties cards with the orange background. 52 Wheaties Stan Musial. That's considered, I don't know what they call that. I know they call this one the portrait. So I don't know if they call that the stance or what that is. But this is also 1952 Wheaties Musial. Then we have 1952 Wheaties Rolf Kiner. And the 1958 Yogi Berra. So some of these 58s are debatable if they're red or orange, but so what? They look good on here. So the final color I have here is yellow. And we're going to go with the 58 Ernie Banks. This is one of the great cards, in my opinion, out there. And that's the 1952 Topps Bob Feller. One of my favorites. Love this card. Got a 1941 play ball, Hank Greenberg. My only Honus Wagner card. And that's the 1948 Leaf, Honus Wagner. Who, you know, they always said he was against tobacco with those T206 cards. You know, he's putting a big chaw of tobacco in there. I think that's kind of funny. Got the 58 Harmon Killebrew. '54 Jackie Robinson. '54 Gil Hodges. You can see I have these in PSA and SGC, so I like both. I tend to lean towards the SGC. '54 Topps Willie Mays. And to finish this off, just like it does the 1954 set, the second Ted Williams. So guys, hope you enjoyed this. It was fun going through these cards and sorting them out and just thinking of a different way to display some baseball cards. I enjoyed looking through them all and seeing it. And JT and Jake, thanks again for unknowingly giving me an idea for a video. And as always, guys, thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.